Hey, Bourbon Bay, it's Steven with another episode of Bourbon Bay Talks. So we're going to get this video going, but real quick, I just wanted to basically thank my friends from Gambler Bay Distillery for helping me out and letting me come to their distillery the other day and discuss and kind of give you guys an illustration on the whole process of how bourbon or spirits are made. Uh, and this is one of theirs. I know it's not a whiskey, but hey, it's a really amazing rum. And if you're not a rum guy like me, try this out. It's called Battleship 57. It's a naval strength rum, and it is 57 proof, and it is 57% alcohol by volume, 114 proof. And you don't see too many naval strength rums out there on the market right now, but these guys are local right here in Tampa. Highly recommend you check them out. And this is an amazing little rum. Mark, who is the owner and distiller, along with Patrick, who is also their director of branding, who, when I got there, he was actually putting the labels on the bottles. So they are relatively they are a craft distiller right now, but I see amazing things to come because they got great quality products. Their rum is awesome. Their vodka is great. And I am not a vodka guy, but this stuff was it went down. It had no burn really to it. They and Mark made me some great drinks while I was there, some cocktails, which, hey, come July 1st, all craft distillers will be able to sell cocktails at their tasting rooms. So go check those out. Go help support the craft distillers on July 1st and celebrate the new law here in Florida. But getting back, definitely recommend checking these guys out. Their rum is awesome. You definitely, when you smell it, it reminds you of a nice whiskey or bourbon. You guys definitely need to check them out. I'll put in the address and their website in the description of this video. But when you taste the rum, you definitely get some cinnamon notes. You also get some nice citrus notes like orange, some floral. So just a really good quality product. They do everything here in the state of Florida. They do all their maturation process. They get all their grains from and their molasses from the state of Florida. So definitely support them. You support local, or you support them. You support local. And basically, yeah, it's just, and I'm so excited to see what's coming out of them in the future because they are going to work on some whiskey, and they are going to come out with a whiskey, American single malt whiskey, which you don't see too many of those right now. I know there's a couple out there on the market, but I'm excited to see what theirs is going to be like, and we're going to hopefully go and see the whole process from grain to glass, and I'll get to share that with you guys. So stay tuned for that. But now, kind of getting back. So I just, again, real quick, wanted to thank Gambler Bay Distillery for my last episode, for letting me come in. Highly recommend checking them out. Thank you guys for the rum, really amazing rum. And also wanted to give a quick shout out to my friend Matt for getting me the mic. Really just a great tool. Again, I'm trying to always improve the show and make it better. So I'm trying to learn, trying to do the editings. I hope you guys are still enjoying everything. But now kind of getting back to what we're going to talk about today, which is who invented bourbon. And like I think I mentioned in my first episode and a couple episodes since then, that's kind of like the one thing that not too many people know who actually was the one that said, okay, yep, let's put this whiskey into barrels and let it age. So there are many stories out there on who, but one of the most popular ones, of course, is Elijah Craig. And here we have the Elijah Craig small batch bourbon. And even on the bottle, it says the father of bourbon. And this is from Heaven Hill Distillery. They originally bought the marketing and the label back in the 1960s for the Elijah Craig brand. So, but it's definitely an amazing little bourbon. And we're going to talk about that story on how he kind of got to be known as the father of bourbon. But let's first, as before we jump into all that, let's talk about the bourbon itself. When you smell it, it is definitely floral. You get some nice, like that caramel. Of course, that's always present in bourbons. You get the toasted oak notes, and you also get, surprising enough, a little bit of bubble gum, in my opinion. So, but it's very smooth. It's only 94 proof, which, I mean, relatively for most bourbons, that's about the standard, is about 94, 95 proof. And when you drink it, very smooth. Definitely you get that nice little citrus note. You also get that nice little bread note. So, and a little bit of chocolate. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you get this because, hey, to me, it's a good bourbon. I like it. It's very smooth. But yeah, so, I mean, and of course you see the color is really nice on it. And I believe it is about 6 to 7 years in aging. So yeah, definitely a good product by Heaven Hill. I mean, Heaven Hill is one of the largest whiskey holders in the entire world. They've been around for a very long time, at least since the end of Prohibition, where the Shapiro brothers founded Heaven Hill Distillery back in the 1940s or late 1930s. And we'll definitely discuss that in another episode. And it definitely plays a huge role and of one of the many great stories of bourbon. But kind of getting now back into Elijah Craig and how he was known as the founder of bourbon. Elijah Craig was born in 1738 in Orange County, Virginia, and then moved to Kentucky and is actually kind of known as the founder of Georgetown, Kentucky. This is according to the history of Kentucky written by the Collin brothers back in the 1800s. And Elijah Craig was a ordained Baptist minister who went around spreading the gospel of the Baptist ministries. And he did this starting in 1771 and basically did all the way until 1808 when he passed away. So yeah, he came to Kentucky in about 1793, a little bit after, of course, the Revolutionary War and a little after the Whiskey Rebellion. And this was actually, I mean, just like any other settler in that area of Kentucky, he was a distiller and he distilled his own little whiskey, along with many others. But what is kind of what people think, I mean, not only was the guy kind of helped create the process on how to make ropes, also when it came to the paper mill, he was helped to invent the processes in paper mills. So the guy was already pretty well known for a couple different things. And I think what a lot of people think why he's the father of bourbon is because he's one of the first people probably, and I use that with air quotes, that started to put bourbon or whiskey at the time, which definitely is not what we consider bourbon today. So he's kind of considered maybe one of the first people to actually put it in the barrels and age it for a little while. One of the stories goes is that he heard about how cognac is aged, decided to do that with the whiskey, purchased some whiskey barrels that had previously been used to start or to store like fish and to store vegetables. And so to kind of get rid of that smell, that fishiness, that that he didn't want in his whiskey. He burned the insides of the barrel to get rid of that. So he charred it. And that's kind of why he is known as the one to kind of be the father of bourbon. And I think a lot of it has to do too is that maybe he probably marketed it a lot more than anybody else at the time. He probably did take a little bit of time to age the whiskey. But like a lot of the stories, when it comes to who invented bourbon, who invented whiskey, there's not a whole lot of proof. We know that he was in the area in Kentucky when supposedly it was invented, and he definitely distilled whiskey, but we don't have any physical proof of that he was the first one to actually do the process of creating bourbon. We're aging it in the charred oak barrels. So that's kind of just like one of the nice little mysteries that we have. And it kind of creates it's a nice little marketing thing. People like to think that they're drinking a bourbon that's named after the inventor of it. But I mean, in all honesty, it's a great bourbon. I highly recommend it for sure. And we'll definitely keep doing stories like this. Like always, guys, I want you guys to comment and subscribe if you like these videos. But most importantly, definitely comment and let me know what you guys are having. Let me know what you think I should talk about on these videos. And also, just love the feedback. Want to know if these videos are good, if you like them. So definitely always put down in the comments and also subscribe as well. So I know. And then also kind of a quick little trivia question just to make sure that you guys were paying attention or watched my full video. Like what is the proof that most distillers like to put in, or what is basically the maximum proof that you're legally allowed under U.S. law to put whiskey into a barrel? If you have the answer, please put it down in the comments. And definitely want to know that you guys are learning a lot. So please let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, wanted to give a shout out to my friend Matty Sandvich for getting me the new mic. Had a little technical difficulty using it. So again, still learning. And hopefully by the next video, I'll definitely have it all figured out. And we'll be using this guy. And again, I'll put down the information for Gambler Bay Distillery so you guys can check them out. I highly recommend you definitely GPS it because the facility is a little hard to find if you don't have your GPS on. And also give them a call. They do events, they do groups, and they'll love to tell you their stories about how they got started. And, just an amazing group of people at Gambler Bay, and it's local. So, again, support local, and they support local by getting all their grains, all their materials from the state of Florida. So it is definitely fresh from Florida. And check them out for sure. And guys, again, please comment, please give me a like. And I just want to thank you guys again for following and subscribing. I really appreciate the support. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great day, evening, noon, whenever you're watching this video. And if you're going to have a drink, have it with me. And cheers and cilantro.